Welcome everyone, it's Chris, your guy, Rock the Great Show as always, back with another studio update, doing a quick one from the cell phone. I want to show you what I've been working on, and got some new stuff for the office, so let's get into it. Alright, got a new table right here for my 3D printers. I moved the storage shelf into a different room, and I got these all set up. I haven't used the 3D printers since I moved here, and I still have the Anycubic FDM printer in the box, but that'll get sorted out soon, hopefully. Got this table from, I believe, this table came from Uline. Not a sponsor, but this is where I have staging for models and where I have my new little painting studio for the model I just finished, which is a Crassus armored transport. Looking pretty nice. Let's do a quick 360 on that one. Oh yeah, look at that. Very nice, very spinny. A lot of rivets on there. A lot of line edge highlighting with acrylic. All right. Oh, turn that up. Okay, cool. Looking nice. Little photo booth. Then we got stuff in the queue. We got all the Steel Legion metal infantry and the command squad. Got all the Sentinels, Death Strike, Manicore. Got my custom Solar Lord, or Lord Solar, however you want to say it. Got some Chimeras. And then on the painting table, we have a Macarius battle tank with the twin battle cannons. They're up next. And of course, we still have this is kind of our painting example standard that I'm using for the vehicles. This is a Lehman Russ tank commander with a Punisher and 3 heavy bolters. Looking pretty good. And this is kind of what I use when I got the laptop here that I take on trips with me for work, but I also have like a work laptop behind me. And yeah, so got all that, all my paints. This is whenever I do overhead streaming, but haven't really been super motivated. This is the current completed tally, and we got some more stuff to show you, so let's move on to the next room. All right, so this isn't what I was intending to show you, but look how damn adorable that little dog is. Look, she's so freaking cute. Yeah. Well, anyways, moving on. All right, what I actually wanted to show you, not the dog, although, let's take a moment to look at the dog. My wife is patiently waiting on the stairs right behind me so we can go for a walk. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. So we got the new rug in here, but we got the new gaming table. We're going to wall mount the lights here and probably maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend. But we got this table from Uline. Now, once again, I did mention the Uline table upstairs, not sponsored by them, but I got the table upstairs and I got this table from them. I also got both my computer desk and my wife's computer desk from them. I really like them. They freight deliver. Their costs aren't too bad. They typically ship really quickly. And I've never had a problem with any of their products. They are very industrial. This table's very heavy. It's a foldable steel table with a little shelf underneath. It's 6 by 4 foot exactly. It's actually a little bit longer than 6 by 4, so it'll fit an older style game of Warhammer. It'll fit Age of Sigmar. It'll fit New 40K. It'll fit everything on this table. Probably could play a decent Apocalypse game on this size. I was going to get 2 of them, which I could fit 2 of them, but it's kind of big. But the lower shelf's really awesome because I'm going to put all the terrain down there. We got a little bit of terrain down there right now, but I'm going to put all the rest of it. And I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. Got that 40th anniversary poster all nice and framed up. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got to show you for the new stuff. And let's head up to the bedroom and we'll discuss some more news. News dropped today about Age of Sigmar, so figured I'd talk about it. All right, let's head over there. All right, so we're back to the desk. That gaming table looks really fun. I'm really excited to get terrain set up, get some armies on there, doing some photo shoots. Then eventually, maybe in a year or two, play a game on there. That's how it's going to work out. But really excited to get that started. Definitely want to get some more game mats to get some different settings and some different scenes up. But let's talk about a few things. We got one more model to show you, but before we do that, we're going to talk about a little bit of editing software. So I've switched to DaVinci Resolve. Right now, I'm using the free version of DaVinci Resolve, and if I like it, I'll do the one-time purchase of the studio, which is about $250, somewhere around there, for the one-time purchase. And for what I understand, if you pay for the one-time studio purchase, you get all of the future updates, but I'm not 100% sure. I was using Adobe Creative Cloud for pretty much since the channel started,
And it used to be very affordable. It used to be about 20 bucks a month. And then it went up to $52 a month. And then I was able to get a discount because I was like, hey, I'm going to cancel this. So they gave me a discount back down to like $32 a month. But the amount of time I use the software and the amount of times, like the cost and what I make off of it, because I don't make any money from the YouTube channel. Sometimes I make monies from selling my books, but I really haven't made enough money from selling my book to really like buy anything with it. Most of that money just kind of sits in that bank account because there's really not a lot of money coming in from the book sales. I mean, if you want to support me, feel free to buy a copy. There's a link down below. But that's not really a business endeavor. I have a regular day job. But the cost of the software was just an unnecessary expense. So I looked at it, and then they went to renew about a couple days ago. And I was like, well, let's see if they give me a discount or something. So I went to cancel, and then all they offered me was 2 free months. But at the $52 a month, they didn't offer me my current rate. They wanted me to bump up. So they were going to give me 2 months free. But then $52 a month, if you look at that in just the 10 months out of the year, that's $520. Plus, I don't know if that was before or after taxes. But if I stay at my current rate, it would only be like $360. So it's still like a $200 plus bump up if I were to take those 2 free months. So I was like, nah, I canceled it. One of my other friends, they use DaVinci Resolve for the free version, and they said it works just fine. If I like it, I'll upgrade to the studio at some point, but we're going to see how this works out for the next couple of weeks or months, and hopefully this video comes out fine. It's midday. The lighting's pretty bright in here. Sorry about that. But the dog is asleep, and you can see a corner of my wife's head. She's laying down.
Hi, guys.
She just had surgery, and she is recovering, but everything's fine. Everything went well with the surgery, other than it was delayed a little bit, but aside from that, everything's doing good. So yeah, let's kind of get into the models. All right, so we painted the classic Commissar Yarrick. I kind of took the old color scheme and the newer color scheme with the claw, and I kind of mashed them together. So let's take a couple pictures or take a look at this. So I took the photo. Weirdly, the photo is, I think the zoom was kind of grainy on this photo. And my photo booth, to get the maximum front lighting reflection off the photo booth, I really need to get a backlight. So right now I mostly take the photos of the photo booth with my phone camera, which is fine. But if I had a DSLR with a top mount light, or maybe if I just turned flash on, but flash kind of blows it out a little bit. So I really need to get a soft light with a better camera set up for taking these more professional photos. I think the photo looks fine. It's just a little grainier than I would like. And that was a little bit of the zoom from the cell phone camera, but we do what we can. And I don't know what the skull and the bolter is supposed to be. I don't know if it's supposed to be an orc or something. It kind of looks like a cat, but it's also holding onto the bolter, so I'm not 100% sure. If anybody knows what that is supposed to be, let me know. Yeah, I think it looks fine. I do like the skull in the backpack. This model was a delight to paint. I should varnish this, or not varnish. Yeah, I should matte varnish this model so it doesn't. It's metal underneath its pewter, so if I matte varnish it, it won't. It'll have a lower chance of rubbing off. That's the word I was trying to look for. Lower. I am going to varnish some resin models, so I think when I do, I'll do a big batch varnish whenever I get around to it. But yeah, I did like how the Commissar Yarrick turned out, the old metal guy himself. And I think he looks pretty nice. So let me know. Let me know what you think. All right, let's move on to the newsy news. Let's see. I think this one. Or is it? Nope. I think it's this one. There we go. All right, cool. Got the correct scene. All right, let's click on that. Okay, cool. All right, so this is on Warhammer Community. We have a little bit more details for the kill team coming out with the Drukhari versus Chaos Space Marines, specifically the Night Lords and the Night Lord accessory sprue. Essentially, it's a Legionnaire kit with an accessory sprue or two that has extra Night Lordy bits in there, and it looks pretty cool. I'm not a kill team person, but I do like using the kill team models in the normal armies. I'm not buying any models. Speaking of not buying any models, it's been over 90 days since I last bought a model. That's pretty nice. And I have 406 models painted. I know earlier in the video it said 405. I just realized I didn't count for the commissar, so I went and updated the thing. So I got 406 painted models in my collection, but that's only like 18% of my collection, so we got a lot more models to paint before we go around and buying anything. But once again, I'm not buying any models this year. Still been pretty good on that. Haven't broken down yet. But these Night Lords looking pretty nice. If you were making a Night Lords army, I would just wait until this kill team becomes its own standalone thing. But yeah, these look pretty sweet. So we got that. And then we're going to talk about AOS. But first, before we do that, I did notice that Deathcore Krieg is getting a novel specifically for the Siege of Rax. And if you're a Deathcore Krieg fan, and I do have a bunch of Deathcore Krieg models sitting over there in the queue, if you're a fan, this book might be pretty interesting. I finally started reading the White Shields book. I don't have it up here, but I started finally reading one of the new Guard books for the Fall of Cadia. And it's the kind of omnibus with like 3 books and some short stories smashed together. And that one, I kind of got sucked into it. I'm pretty happy to continue reading it. But Siege of Rax, I might pick this if I can get it before it goes out of sale. If I can find it in person, this white cover one looks really nice. Nice hardcover book. Looks super cool. And I would like to get a little bit more lore about the Siege of Rax. So yeah. But let's talk about Age of Sigmar. So, let's see. My wife's got Seraphon. I have Little Cities of Sigmar Warband that you've seen in previous videos if you've been following the channel. And I have Slaves of Darkness, and I have Soulblight Gravelords. I did have a bigger Cities of Sigmar army that's now basically an old world army, which I have to rebase it on square bases. It's a pain. But aside from that, let's kind of talk about what's leaving Age of Sigmar. I wasn't expecting this to be a thing, and I saw this today, and I was like, oh, well, I'm already doing a video. Let's talk about it. So, bad news for certain players. So, a lot of Stormcast Eternals are losing models, which I think, honestly, just kind of like how Space Marines were when Primaris came in and the Firstborn kind of got sucked out. I always thought Stormcast had too many models compared to the other armies that didn't have nearly as many as Stormcast Eternals. But really, a lot of Stormcast are going away. And then Beasts of Chaos are going to the Old World, which is pretty cool. I honestly didn't know why Beasts of Chaos were not in the Old World, because if you ever played Total War Warhammer 3, or any of the Total War Warhammers, I know they're trying not to really tie those together. But if you played any of the old Total War games, Beasts of Chaos was one of the first DLCs, I think, for the first game that was released. And I've always thought they were a pretty cool faction in the computer game. So I think moving them to Old World fits a little better than keeping them in Age of Sigmar. And we've got plenty of armies in Age of Sigmar. But we're losing Beast of Chaos and we're losing the Bone Splitters. I saw a Facebook post today. Some guy was almost done with a 2,000 point Bone Splitters army. And that's pretty bummerooski there. Because in the Old World, only certain Bone Splitter models are even in the Old World, from what I understand. Once again, I don't play Bone Splitters, and I only have a few Beasts of Chaos models, so not really super knowledgeable about what comes with what armies, but apparently Bone Splitters are going away. And you can still play them up until next summer, so summer 2025, which is, I guess, fine, but I don't know. Like, if you are starting an army and then you found out that, oh, hey, I just bought all these models and this army's not going to be playable for Age of Sigmar, that would be pretty shitty. But we also have some Slaves to Darkness models going away, which seems mostly the Warcry and Warhammer Underworld. So models that I have looked at but didn't buy. I'm glad I didn't buy those. I did buy one of them, and we'll talk about that. So Stormcast Eternals, I never got into Stormcast Eternals because they just kind of look like Space Marines, but for fantasy. Luckily, I never got into them because quite a few of them are going away. So a lot of people have a lot of opinions. And some of these models you really can't get very easily anymore. They were in the first and second edition of Age of Sigmar. So some of them aren't super available. And but yeah, it always sucks to see models go away. They did this for Guard. A lot of Guard models got sent to Legends, which is pretty frustrating. As far as I understand, these guys are going to Legends, so which makes sense because you still want to be able to play a casual game with the models that you bought, but no longer allowed in tournament. Skaven. So I've been kind of looking at Skaven for a 2025 army because I kind of like the little rat boys. Good to see that I haven't bought any, and luckily, so a lot of Skaven models going away, and we don't know what we're gonna get because Skaven's definitely going to be the other army for the fourth edition release. So curious to see what we're going to get, and glad I didn't spend any money on Skaven. But and then of course the Bone Splitters. The Bone Splitters weren't a huge army to begin with, and I wonder if that's why they're kind of cutting them out, is because they weren't super huge on like model count, and they weren't super diverse. And I wonder if that's why they're like just like, hey, we're going to save a lot of money by just getting rid of this line of models. But yeah, not 100% sure. But yeah, the sub faction's leaving the range. And then for Slaves to Darkness, which is weird because I thought Horns of Hashut just got a model release, and maybe that was for the Underworlds. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I thought these ones just got a new release, which is kind of frustrating. But all the old Underworlds models, these ones, I've seen them around. I've never I've never bought any of them, but I do have how do you pronounce that? Kargra's Ravagers. I have this one, which is 4 models. I haven't painted it. And I'll probably paint it. And then, but Chaos Legionnaires and the Dark Husk Scavengers both remain. Let me see, I'm going to do some quick Googling. Hold on. Let's see what we got over here. What are Chaos Legionnaires? Are these for Age of Sigmar? Okay, they look like they're for Age of Sigmar. No, Amazon. Hold on. I'm having a moment. Kill Team Legionnaires. Okay, so go to the Warhammer page. Come on. Okay, so Chaos Legionnaires are these guys. Okay, so these are new. Well, no. Oh, you can't see these. Hold on, let me put them right there. There you go. So Chaos Legionnaires, fighter type. So apparently these are still going to be available. I wonder if these are like really, really, really new. I've never seen these before. These are kind of cool looking, actually. What are these? Huh. What are these for? Elite Army. Okay, so they're for Warcry. So it says, and Dark Husk Scavengers both remain. So let's look for those guys. What are these? Do I have these? I want to know about what do they call those things? Marauders. Like, are Marauders? I know Marauders are getting a new version, and they have a different name. Let's check these guys out real quick. Okay. So yeah, I didn't pick any of these up, but I think these are getting new models, or these are the ones that just got new models. And so these are looking pretty cool. So we should be fine. Yeah, there was a reveal for some new Marauder models, but I have the old Marauder models, which are the old goofy ones. And let's see, do we have Chaos Marauders? Marauder. Yeah, so they still sell Chaos Marauders and Chaos Marauder Horsemen. Temporary out of stock, online only. So I have a bunch of these guys, and I have a bunch of the Horsemen. I'm hoping that you can still use these in Slaves to Darkness, Age of Sigmar, because if not, then a decent chunk of my army is gone. But let's see what we got. And then, of course, Beasts of Chaos. Beasts of Chaos are going away. They're going to Old World. So I'm not going away, but going back to square bases where they belong. Because I know this old Beast Lord with paired Rippers. Whenever you bought him, he mostly... Did he ever come with a round base? Because on the website, they only ever mentioned he has a square base. Maybe they put a round base in the box, but... looking to see what the Beasts of Chaos do in the Old World, though. They look pretty nice. And then, of course, some other like random hero models from other realms. Valkalia the Bloody. She's in the Total War Warhammer 3 game with some of the other models. So yeah, a lot of stuff leaving Age of Sigmar. Not sure how I feel about that. I think the Skaven refresh makes sense. It sucks if you have these models and you're hoping to just move over to Skaven and not have to buy new models. That does suck. But maybe we're getting they're trying to streamline the Skaven line down. Maybe they made the battle tome less bloated. refresh all the models to look nicer. Hopefully, it's more of a refresh and you can still use your old models. But it seems like, at least for the Stormcast Eternals, some of these might not get any replacements. And I think we just got Liberators just got a new reveal. Was it Liberators? Well, no. Well, hold on. Let me go check. Because I think Liberators just got a reveal. They got a new one. Let's see. Scroll down. Building your army. Yes, Liberators just got reforged. Looking a little... I can't really tell the difference between the old Liberators and new Liberators, but apparently no swords. Someone was tossing around that there were no swords. Two-side, obviously, Skaven. Never been a huge Stormcast Eternals fan, but Skaven look pretty neat. So looking to see what Skaven... If I were to start another Age of Sigmar army, it's either going to be expanding my cities even more, or it would be Skaven. But probably that. But Slaves of Darkness getting some new models too. So, well, anyways, that's pretty much it. Let's if you're seeing this and it works out, hopefully DaVinci Resolve works out. And if not, I hope you're having a great day. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.